So I haven't made a video in a few days. Honestly, the last video I made was my debate. I really haven't felt like making videos. I don't know, just haven't really cared to. But there's been some big things that's been happening. Crypto took a huge dump yesterday. The stock market took a huge dump yesterday. And what that tells me is Trump knows he can manipulate the markets right now. Just by what he says. So apparently, I'm seeing this all over Twitter. Like 30 minutes before he made the announcement of 100% tariff on China, I think he's upping it to 130% today or something, or he plans to, starting November 1st. Somebody put a short on Bitcoin 30 minutes prior to that announcement, and they ended up making like $200 million. Now, I think, we would have seen a ton of these if it was like corrupt. I think it was probably just one person who seen this coming, probably from the administration for sure, which is absolutely corrupt. I think they should be investigated. Come on, dude. Because like you shouldn't be able to use that knowledge to be able to gain financially. But they do it. They have the inside knowledge. It's not fair to us regular people. I don't think Trump did. I think that if Trump did, he would have put a lot more in and made more than $200 million, which is an absolute shit ton of money. But you would have seen more people. You would have seen like the people that gave him money, his donors and shit like that. You would have seen a lot of people shorting it. You know what I mean? Not just like one. It was just one. And you would have seen him, like, if it was orchestrated, you would have seen him put in like a lot more and got like he would have got billions from it. You know what I mean? Not just to him, 200 million isn't fucking worth it. I don't think. At this point, it's a lot of money, but when you're a billionaire, like it's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. But it's kind of like, do I want to risk? Like, I can make way more money if we, because if I keep on going on, like, it just doesn't make sense to make like. If you're gonna do something, go like big, and he would have scored really big. He could have made like 100 billion. You know what I'm saying? Like he would have made like huge gains. It would have been blatant. With 200 million, one person did it. It just tells me that somebody that's working in his administration decided to have the balls to. They knew it was coming. They pretty much figured out what the effect would probably be, tanking markets, and they decided to make that, do that risk, do a short, like take a short out on Bitcoin. So apparently there's this like big YouTuber that ended up dead in his Lamborghini. I don't know too much. I seen somebody wrote on somebody's post that they did some reading, and apparently he was responsible for a lot of like politicians and big dogs' money, and I'm guessing he lost it all because he over leveraged himself. So like part of the reason I don't want to go into depth about my finances, because it's okay, but like it's not anyone's business. But the reason why I could get into assets in the first place is because I leveraged debt. Okay? And in fact, I feel like I did a little bit too much. I feel like I got kind of lucky. I over leveraged because like right now I'm obviously doing consolidations for my debt of which one I might still have to pay the full amount. They might not go for the consolidation, and they might actually garnish my wages. So I got that just hanging over my head. But like these people, I don't know too in depth about the like how these people leverage, but like that's kind of like how I leverage. You know, like you leverage debt to buy assets. It's not good debt to leverage either, because like I had such a high rate, but it was like available to me. You know what I mean? I probably could have done more research into getting some type of like personal loan with a lower interest rate instead of going with the credit cards. But you know, humans don't always want to go the hard way. At the time, it feels like convenient, easy, and that's what humans usually go with, the path of least resistance. So I've resisted a lot in this life. I'm not going to resist everything. I'm not just going to be like hardcore fucking everything. Sometimes I'm going to take the path of least resistance, even if it's like not the best path to take. And I know at the times, like I probably get like more gains in the future, but I'm just going to go ahead. I'm lazy. Like I am lazy to some extent, and that's the artist in me. But you know, I put shit off. What is that? Starts with a P. Anyway, so that's what happened, and a lot of people got scared, and I think probably sold. And like when it was happening, I'm like posting Joker memes of him laughing and saying holders right now, basically me. And like the one that really got me was when, you know, that Joker was it Dark Knight, Batman, whatever, the one with the guy that killed himself. I think he killed himself, he OD'd or something. Heath Ledger. When he's out, and it's that iconic little snippet of him in the back of the cop car, kind of like enjoying, like breathing in fresh air. You know what I mean? Kind of like enjoying the present, like he's really immersed in the present. Because like that's what it's like to be a holder in Bitcoin. You just kind of like, dude, I've been through it, man. I've been through, and I expect it to go down. Like, I don't know, but I'm not gonna sell unless I absolutely have to sell. So part of me, like being over leveraged is, so when I lost my job, I didn't want to sell any Bitcoin, but I thought to myself, I don't have a job. You know, I don't know when I'm going to be able to get a job. I'm going to be moving, so I need like $10,000 for a few months to be able to pay my bills. Ended up didn't need to do that. Ended up didn't need a constant, you know, consolidate my debt, because I could have just liquidated my fucking 401k, which I did anyway, and I wish I would have done. But it is what it is. I didn't know I had access to that money. So, what I'm saying is, at the time, I seen like $5,000 just like going up and down, up and down. I'm like, I can keep this here, or I can put it into the cash, which I needed because I might have to go and take this out anyway, which I didn't need to, but I just had to, just to make sure. And it could be, instead of like at the time $5,000 worth of Bitcoin, it would have been like, it could have been like $500, but I need that damn money. Do you know what I mean? Like that's, it's kind of like, it's a weird thing. You need to have like proper income coming in, and as opposed to money going out. So I gotta pay my bills. Like, that's a part of life. We have bills to pay. So I need to make sure my bills are paid. And if I don't have income coming in, well, then I gotta use the assets. Well, at the time, I was thinking, well, Bitcoin could like recede. I mean, it could go down to 30,000. Well, I think it was like 100 or something, or 85. It wasn't really doing anything. You know, it was like March. It was like, okay, like it wore off. You know, the gains have wore off. But at the time, it was like I didn't have a job. And when you don't have a job and you don't have income coming in, you got to be really careful with your money. You can't be spending your money on stupid shit. You got to cut back as much as you possibly can because you don't have money. You can't keep living like you have income coming in. You have to, like, man, I might have no money in like 3 months because I have to pay these bills and I might not have an income. I might not have a job, especially right now. And back then too, I started seeing it when I was living in Michigan. There was no jobs really. And then, so I was looking at the jobs in Missouri before I moved here, and it was pretty good. There's a lot of jobs available. A couple weeks later, because I didn't feel like, I didn't think it was smart to like fill out applications and tell places that I was interested in being working for them, not going to move there for like a month and a half. If I'm like a white collar worker, yes, you know, but just a regular nobody job like I have, like who I am, a nobody, they pretty much bring you on right away. Like, they need help now, you know what I mean? They don't need to sit here and like, oh, we can kind of handle things in the office while you get your order, you know, get your stuff in order. You come out in a couple of weeks. No, we need you like next week. So that's why I didn't really start applying. But so I was just looking, you know. So I looked back a few weeks later and I seen less jobs. So I started getting freaked out. You know, I was like, I don't want to move there and there's no job. Like, I'm in the same, like, it turns out it didn't. I actually landed a pretty good job. Like, seriously. My plan was if I had to work 2 fast food jobs then that's what I had to do. But I actually landed a pretty good job. I actually have a pretty decent paying job. Not the greatest, but like it's decent. It pays the bills, and that's, you know, at this point it's like, as long as I'm not like purging crypto, then I'm fine. So a lot of people decide to go all in, and I don't know. I think it's like really risky to do that. It's really risky to over leverage yourself like that. So this is what happened in the Depression. A lot of people over leverage themselves with their stocks. I think they would, I don't know if they use their stocks as collateral, but if you use shit as collateral and the bank gives you a loan, like a stock or like Bitcoin or something, like, I don't think we can really borrow against Bitcoin right now, but when we finally be able to borrow against Bitcoin, you could be like, okay, I want, here's this much Bitcoin, give me this much money to borrow, and then, which is cool, and it's like tax free, you know what I mean? You're being able to play in the market. But if the stock drops below a certain point, or Bitcoin, they'll sell it, and you'll lose it. You'll lose that. You'll lose it all. So, like, I can't imagine leveraging against the Bitcoin or whatever I have assets in. It could be a house or whatever collateral I'm using. And then, like, the market tanks below a certain amount, and if I don't have the cash to be able to compensate, they'll sell. This is where over leveraging, because you got to make sure you have enough cash. If you don't have enough cash to cover then you're going to lose it all. I mean, you probably still have enough. Like, a lot of these people just, like, they don't have any cash. Like, there's fuck it, I'm going. That's why you seen people in the Depression ended up like jumping out of windows and stuff. I think with them, it wasn't just because they lost their own personal finances. I think it was because they lost like big dogs, and they felt like their death jumping out of a window would probably be a lot better than whatever criminals would do to them physically. So they just thought, well, I'll just jump out the window, as opposed to being like tortured because I lost all their money. So I think that's what that happened, and that's probably what happened with this guy yesterday. I don't know. The market isn't very good. The jobs aren't very good right now. I don't think it's very wise to switch jobs right now. I'm trying to hold on to my job. I feel like it's a decent job that can push me through this hard times that we're going through right now. And I do think that the economy will get better next year, whether it's real or not. I think that they will artificially make it better. And if you want to know like how, then you can look it up yourself, by manipulating certain markets and shit, so their numbers look better, lying, like just making us feel better than it actually is, so people feel better and they feel more optimistic about the future. So we can't keep dragging on the tariffs the way they are and not get like immediate positive, results. Especially if Trump gives the people who pay taxes like in a certain demographic or like class of people, like the class I'm in, an extra $1,000 or $2,000 stimulus off of the tariffs, to try to stimulate the economy a little bit. And I think if he can keep the gas prices down and in fact make them even lower, there's no reason why we need to keep having inflation the way it is, especially with this government shutdown, which this government shutdown is affecting our economy as well. And this is how the Democrats made the economy seem better than it was, is because they would just create government jobs, which it does boost the economy short term. But long term, it can drag it down because like they're not really producing anything. It's kind of like a stimulus, where it's a short term burst, or like a UBI or whatever socialist country like they do shit. It's kind of like that. Like you're giving people jobs just to give people money so they can spend. Even though they don't do shit. Keep funding their lives. It makes it look better than what it is. And Trump's actually like gutting the government right now, which the government shutdown doesn't really affect my life right now. I don't feel any different, and I am for a shutdown, but the problem is I'm not for it being shut down where the troops aren't being paid and the politicians are. Like, I think that's absolutely ridiculous, and I think that these politicians are putting a big marks on their back. All these politicians who I see on the internet where they want to try, like some of these politicians want to pay they want to pass a bill, even though the government shut down. They want to try to pass a bill where they keep on funding the troops, which they should. Because if the Republicans lose the troops, like seriously, you better what they would have to do is, for the troops, they need to put in something where they can't be evicted, kind of like the lockdowns where people, I know it sounds bad, but like when government fucks with shit in the private sector, like you have to do shit like this. Like they had to put something where people, when you shut down businesses, you have to let people still have bills to pay. They still have mortgages and shit. And if the government is forcing people to shut down, they need to be compensated somehow. You know what I mean? Like they need to be
they need to be propped up so they're not, it's not their fault the government decided to shut everything down and shut them down, so they shouldn't be penalized. So that's why they had like some of these grants and shit that these people used to keep their businesses afloat when they were told that they had to shut the doors. So like, yeah, that, like, definitely if the Republicans want to do something, they should put something into, like, they should, Republicans and Democrats, if they really give a shit about the troops, they should put some type of bill where these people can't be evicted from where they're living. They can't have their cars repossessed, and like their credit cards and all of them. Like they shouldn't be penalized. Everything should be pretty much frozen when it comes to that. You know what I mean? Just like frozen for a little bit of time. And obviously, like, they have to like talk to these people and let them know what's going. Hey, listen, like this, I'm a troop, I'm a soldier, and like I'm not getting paid, and like this is what's happening right now. Maybe that's what a furlough is. I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know everything. So, but like they need to be protected. You can't just like say we're shutting down the government. And not protect the troops, because if the troops aren't getting paid and they can't fund their lives, you're going to lose them. They're not going to be on your side. And I think it's apparent that the Republicans don't lose the fucking military. I think if they lose the military, we're going to be in fucking gulags, because the left, when they take over, they're going, like, what'll happen, honestly, this is what'll happen. Like, the left, I don't know why they're still trying to, like, keep the illegals here. Like, you've lost. You're not, you can't. You're not going to gain power by bringing people here illegally, making them citizens, giving them free shit, and hoping they vote for you. That's just not going to happen. Like, that shit has sailed. This is what makes me wonder, like, is the New World Order fucking stupid? Like, are you stupid people? Like, I think the people who were running the New World Order were really fucking smart. But it makes me wonder, like, did they pass things on to their fucking kids, or they don't have any type of long-term thinking at all? They just think about right now. You know, sometimes you got to scrap a plan and you know, at least pull back and see what will happen. Like, it's crazy how they keep on pushing this like division and this woke shit. It really is. They keep on doubling down. That's what's so wild. Is they keep on doubling down instead of like coming to the idea of like, maybe if we stop resisting and we like have a little bit of self, but they keep pushing it, and I don't know why. Like the cathedral, the mafia, the globalist mafia, why they keep pushing it. It's like, dude, like you're not gonna win. Like, it is not in your favor right now at all. You know, we see, like, you don't, you know, Twitter, it ain't exactly what I want it to be, but it's a lot better than what's out there, even with like Facebook and YouTube and these type of platforms. But it's like, dude, like, your fucking plan has, you're I think it was them that did the pandemic, to be honest. It didn't work. Like, it failed. So you need to regroup instead of doubling down and being like Hitler and just like, dude, okay, dial it back a little bit. Okay, double down, then you can end up like Hitler. You know what I mean? Like, you're just, you're creating somebody like that, and whoever comes and has that type of power, they will be coming after you. Like, we are fucking done, dude. We're done with this illegal immigrant bullshit. We're done with this, like, feminist propaganda bullshit. Stop pushing this fucking bullshit on everybody. Like, it's one thing to be like preach acceptance of like people who are want to be different. That's one thing, but like to push it and act like they are superior is like, fuck you, dude. But it's like they don't have any fucking sense, or they don't know what the fuck to do at this point. So they keep doubling down on bullshit until they're just gonna be defeated. What I hope is, I'm hoping Trump basically comes gloves off after the midterms. I'm hoping that the Republicans put shit in legislation like crypto and these border laws and anything else that, you know, keeps us as an independent country. Like, some people think, oh, you're an isolationist. Why do you call me an isolationist? Because I want America. I'm thinking America first. I'm not an isolationist. I care about my neighbors. I want our neighbors to do well. I don't understand why we care more about people, like countries that live on whole other sides of the planet, than we do the ones that live next door that are causing all the fucking problems here. You know, look at Canada. Canada is a fucking globalist, sellout, socialist shithole. And then we got Mexico, who's run by cartels, who allows human trafficking, pedophilia. It allows drugs to come into our country. So, yeah, we should probably worry about Mexico before we worry about Israel or fucking Ukraine or any of these other fucking places. And in fact, we should want them to have jobs. We should, like, who's the fucking idiot that decided that all of our jobs should be manufactured in China? Like, really? Like, why didn't you invest in Central America or like Mexico or South America? All you fucks just want to invest. You guys are all like lemmings and fucking NPCs. Oh, we're just gonna all, like, logistically, it doesn't even fucking make sense. We have to ship goods over there to ship it back here. It's like, it's so much farther than Mexico. You know what I mean? If we got Mexico good, we wouldn't even need a wall. We wouldn't even need a fucking wall. It would be so much easier to defend the Mexican border at the southern border than our own southern border. You know what I mean? So, like, we should be focusing on our neighbors. We should be focusing on trying to work with Canada. It's like, hey, you want this area? We'll trade you. We'll take Alberta, and you can have this. You can have, I don't know, Oregon. You can have one of these fucking. You're not taking the whole West Coast. That's for damn sure. You're not fucking strong enough. You're not taking the whole. But, you know, maybe Canada, maybe California breaks off and tries to join Canada. Wouldn't that be wild? It felt like the whole West Coast decided to, like, break off, and, like, that would cause a civil war for sure. Because, like, the red areas, like, they wouldn't be able to keep the land mass what it is. Like, if they wanted to break off from America, they would only be able to take the cities. They wouldn't be able to take, like, all the farmlands, because, like, we would just, like, destroy them. We would completely destroy them. Our federal government, they would annihilate California's government. They would annihilate Canada. Like, there's no contest. So, like, they would need New York and other fucking blue states as well. But I don't like their chances. I really don't like their chances compared to red states. I mean, like, all you have to do is isolate these people into their cities, and they can't grow anything. They can't make food. You isolate them so they can't ship stuff in and have resources, and you just starve them to death. Like, these cities are easy to conquer. Like, really, if you just, like, totally, and they would last a while. Like, the same thing happened in Rome, one of the cities in Rome, I guess, where the barbarians back then basically sealed people off, and people were starving to death in the city. They couldn't go out of the city because the barbarians would kill them, so they were stuck in the city, and I think they, like, ended up, like, cannibalizing and shit. So that's what would happen. So, like, you know, rural areas would be a little bit harder to take out. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we could seal off these cities.
and isolate these people, and they would just like, they'd be done. So like, I'd have my money on the rural areas. I know it sounds weird. Oh, why would you? I just don't. I think that people on the left are pretty weak anyway. I also do think that you're gonna see a lot of cults popping up, a lot of death cults. So that stuff's been going on, and I want to go on to something else. I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about quantum computing. It could be possible in the future if they think that they are connecting with other quantum computers in different types of dimensions. So there's a theory that there's infinite dimensions. So whatever, and what gives it credence is the Mandela effect. I don't know if it's a real thing, if it's like something made up by the internet or the elites or whatever. They're pushing propaganda, like. But when you look at the movies, it's like, I don't think that they could change like the movies. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if you have a DVD, you've owned it for a while, or VHS, and it's like literally changed what people are saying on there, like sayings and shit. I think it's something deeper than just like the internet. I think that it is quite possible that we are in a different dimension than I was born in. I don't know for sure. The Mandela effect definitely gives credence to that for sure. But when it comes to like quantum computers, if they can like go into the spiritual dimension, it is quite possible that we might be able to talk to spirits on the other side through mechanical means, through the internet. Like, imagine sometime in the future, probably like 100 years from now, like I'm long past dead, where I'm dead and you guys can communicate with me on the other side, and I can tell you what it's like, and like I might have an ex, like I could still be operating, like I could still be operating my Twitter when I'm dead, if I can be like tapped into that, like, with quantum computing, being able to connect. If there's on the other side, or I'm just saying, like, if there is a spiritual realm and we can connect with that, and there's some type of quantum computer or something like in that, I don't know. But we could probably put spirits into machines as well. But wouldn't that be crazy to be able to interact with somebody in the digital realm that's dead? Like, think about that. Whether it's a loved one or some like historical prominent figure like a Julius Caesar or Trotsky, like Hitler. Could you imagine like talking, like what were you thinking, like what was going on back then, like being able to interview him, like me just having this, right, and I'm just like AI interviewing Hitler. Like, why did you do, like, what was this? Like, why did you do that? How come you do this? Why did you do this? What drove you to hate the Jews? Like, what was the inspiration? What point in your life did you... Because, like, in Mein Kampf, they say, oh, it's 100% propaganda, which Mein Kampf is... I think that some of it's propaganda, because he even said that, like, he talked about how propaganda was needed in Mein Kampf. I've listened to the book. Once the whole time, and then the other time was kind of like a half, but like I listened to it, and he says it didn't happen till like, which it makes sense, until he was like in Vietnam. I forgot. Slips my mind. When he went to college, when he tried to get into the art school, when he was poor and homeless. You can see like why he would have resentment, and people like, no, that's not when he became anti-Semitic. Then like when, Was it when his parents died? Like, I always thought that he became anti-Semitic when his mom died, and it was like the guy was a Jewish guy, that doctor that, you know, couldn't save his mom or whatever. But I think that he let that guy live. You know, like, okay, so there's this landlord, or where he used to live, I think, and he had him sent to a death camp. Or he made it out of the camp. Like, he got sent there. It was just a work camp. He got out, and then he eventually got his apartment back. But you can see where he was gonna, like, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't care what Jew you were, but I guess he did. I don't know. So what was your thought process? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Why were you thinking this at the time? What was making you think that you can do this? Things like that, and being able to have a show, like a 2-hour interview with him, like, on here. And it's really him. It's like, it's his spirit. It's his spirit. Whatever the fuck, wherever it's at, in hell, whatever, and you're being able to interact with him. That would be insane. That would be insane. And I know this sounds, oh, that could never happen. That's crazy. Yeah. And, like, so is self-driving cars. You know, that's crazy. Or being able to make music with AI, or being able to get information very quickly because of AI. And the automobile was pretty crazy, and flying planes was pretty crazy. Yeah, like, that stuff's all crazy at the time. And now it's normal. So, you know, stuff I talk about, maybe it won't ever happen. But maybe it will. Or something of it, like, rhymes with what I'm talking about. But yeah, that would be pretty crazy to think, like, oh man, I'm still making YouTube videos and I'm already dead. Could you imagine that? Being able to be on live stream. So what's it like? What's it like on the other side? You know, I've seen, like, YouTube videos of, like, so crazy. Right around the same spot somebody was pulled over yesterday too. It was kind of weird how that happened again. Similar spot. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, that'd be pretty crazy. And what if you can take that spirit of wherever it's at and put it in a body? You know what I mean? Like, extract that spirit. Extract my spirit and put it in a human body. Maybe it's a clone or something, or some type of manufactured, it's got my DNA somehow, or whatever, and it just puts me in a body, like a human body. I think we're going to go transhumanist. I don't think that everybody will. I think a lot of people will take the brain implants. I think because, like, it's going to enhance our intelligence, but it could make you stupid if you don't use it the right way. Like, if you completely rely on the AI in your brain to do everything for you, like, then your brain's gonna probably die, and you probably have a lot of, when you take, like, if you was to take the AI out of their brain, they probably have dementia, because, like, they're not using a lot of parts of the brain. So you want to, like, if you get, like, this is a message for people to get the brain implants, which is coming, and which a lot of people will get, because it's like having extra memories and be able to store your memories. Some people might not like that. They feel like it's an invasion of privacy. You don't want people to know what you're thinking, you know, whatever. But you're going to be able to remember things very vividly. You're going to be able to simulate things very well. So, like, it's possible in the future, if I make it, where I can, things I can't remember very well, I can remember sparingly. Maybe AI can see that memory and redo it, bring it back to life. Maybe not exactly how it was, but, and maybe that's what happened right now. Think about that. Maybe we all are dead already. Maybe 2012 we all died and the world blew up with the Hadron Collider explosion. You know, like some people like hypothesize. And what we're doing right now is just like a simulation, a straight simulation. And we weren't in a simulation before, but maybe we're just in some type of simulation that is, I don't know. I don't fucking know. Or we jump to a different timeline. I don't fucking know. Like, this stuff is like crazy to think about. The thing is about this world for me is, before I get off of here, is this world is very confusing. It's very nuanced. It's very in the gray area of things. There's a lot of mysterious things that happen in this world. There's a lot of unexplainable things. We don't know everything. We don't know anything, to be honest. We know a lot of stuff, but we don't know anything about how the solar system was made. Like how we all was created. We have like hypothesis or whatever, but we don't know for sure how everything was created. Man, that guy is so cool, dude. I wish a cop was around when people want to act up like that. Like, oh, I'm so, like, dude, go race. Like, if I want to be a race car driver, I'll go. One of the biggest things before I get off of here, it pisses me off. I've noticed from men that drive trucks, like, these people are so fucking stupid. I've had them like multiple times this last few days come right up on my ass. Like, they're come right up on me like they're gonna hit me, and then they turn like, dude, you know, like I'm going the same speed. Like the lane right beside me is open. I'm on the right side. There's no reason to come up on me like that. And I've seen this. Like, I don't know what the problem is. And some of them stay behind me because on my way home today, some idiot was tailgating me, and he didn't even have to, like, if I was going too slow for him, which I was going the speed limit, he could have easily got over, and you know what I mean? Like, it feels like these people try to, like, pressure you when they don't fucking have to, when it's like, I want to go the speed limit because I don't want to get pulled over, dude. All right? If you want to go ahead and test it, go ahead. The lane's open. Now, if it was one lane, I get it. But when you have another lane, you can easily go around me, and they don't, that fucking pisses me off, dude. I hate driving. I hate doing this. This is not fun to me. I hate driving with other people. I can't wait till I don't have to drive anymore. And in my lifetime, unless I die in the next couple of years, I will see it. I will see. We won't be able to drive our cars. And if you don't like it, then you won't live in the cities. Like, you just have to go live in a rural area. We're going to bifurcate. And that's fine. People should be allowed to. The Amish should exist. If people don't want to live in the high-tech society that's about to happen with brain chips, transhumanist type of stuff, then you don't have to. Like, you can be left behind. That's fine. That's cool. Just like the Amish. And maybe in some circumstances, that's the better path. I don't know. That's not the path I'm going to take, though. So...